Picture this, it is girls' night, you're having your friends over, you need something delicious, a fun appetizer that is going to impress. Trust me, this one's a winner. It is called my sirloin steak tips with cowboy butter. In a matter of minutes, I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's get to cooking. Here's my twist on this. I'm using a trio of different vegetables, really whatever you have on hand, but these are some of my favorites. I've got some mushrooms going down with some Vidalia sweet onions. You can use regular yellow onions and some green pepper. All gonna go down here. I have my griddle on medium high, by the way. A little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper is all you're gonna need for these. So we're gonna quickly toss all of this together. All right, we're gonna let these cook down for a minute. Those look great. We gotta talk about that cowboy butter sauce. This is the name in the game with this recipe. Just a few ingredients are gonna go in here. By the way, I have my griddle on low heated behind me, preheated. Gonna add about a whole stick of butter. You know your girl loves some butter there. And then we're gonna add some Dijon mustard. I would say probably about a good quarter cup. Shallots. Garlic. Of course, you can use fresh garlic, powdered garlic, in my opinion, for this recipe. The good old mince jar does the trick. Gonna add about, we're actually gonna zest a lemon, and then we're gonna add about a half of a lemon's juice of a lemon. Try to say that a few times. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Wash your sister Worcestershire, whatever they say there. A good tablespoon or so. I like to use smoked paprika. Regular paprika works just as good. This adds a really good depth of color, probably about a teaspoon. Then we're gonna add the yummy herbs to this. Herbs are important in my cowboy butter. I've got two different herbs here. I have a thyme and then I have parsley as well. With thyme, I'm probably gonna use about 3 or 4 little sticks here. If you've never used fresh thyme, that's okay. You can use the dried spice thyme. You're just gonna pull it down, pull it off just like that. Perfect. And a little bit of fresh parsley. We'll move this out of the way. Now, why herbs are so important in this cowboy butter sauce is it really does change it. I mean, it really does. It's the texture of the butter itself. Adds almost like a chunkiness to your sauce. Okay, all of that looks delicious. We're gonna put this on my griddle top here and give it a good mix once it starts to melt. So we are going to just move these veggies aside. I just gave them a good old toss. They are looking beautiful. You want that crispy texture. Trust me, it is so important to this recipe. All right, let's talk about the meat. So the trick key to your sirloin tips is ask the butcher. I'm a busy mom, so I don't always have time to sit there and cut my sirloin. You want bite-sized 1-inch pieces. So I simply just bought a boneless top sirloin, and I asked my butcher to dice them or cut them rather into 1-inch bite sizes. It saves me so much time. They don't mind doing this, trust me. So all you're gonna do is add your favorite steak seasoning. I'm using a Montreal. I love a Montreal steak seasoning. And just coating it to where it's, pretty evenly across your steak. But honestly, the flavor in this recipe, the greatest flavor is gonna be that cowboy butter. So you really don't have to worry about seasonings too much, overpowering, right? Okay, those look good to me. Gonna take this off, and then behind me I already have my griddle on high, so we're just gonna toss our steak down. I am gonna add a little bit of olive oil though. All right. You want a high heat because this is gonna give us a really good sear on this steak, a Maillard reaction right in the beginning of when that steak goes down. So you're gonna let them sit. Do not play with them. Let them sit. Veggies are still cooking. Let's stir up this sauce real good. These are looking gorgeous. Wow, look at that. All those flavors just melting, marrying together. A few more minutes on the steak, and then we're gonna flip them over and give them a little toss, and just like that, they're gonna be done. Trust me, this one's quick. Steak is looking good. We wanna give it another toss here, and we're gonna add some butter. I love adding butter to these steak tips. They add such a beautiful glazed, great flavor. Let them cook down just a little bit longer. Our veggies look beautiful. It's time to incorporate everything. So just mix your vegetables, and those steak tips together, getting all of it coated with the butter, and then we're gonna plate it. I picked a really pretty appetizer platter. Remember, everybody's gonna kind of be standing around it, so you gotta impress them a little bit, right? We're gonna add it to this beautiful plate, and then comes the butter, that cowboy butter sauce. I just have a little small bowl. I'm actually gonna pour it in this bowl and set it on the same plate as my steak tips, just for easier access. So last thing here, we gotta make it extra pretty. We're gonna add a little bit of parsley, just a little sprig, a couple of sprigs in there. And I don't know about you, but my mouth is salivating. It is time to try it out. So I'm gonna go for this guy here. It's really calling my name. So juicy, but it's gonna be even more juicier when I dip it in that homemade cowboy butter sauce. Okay, I'm so excited for this. Here we go. Perfect medium. Of course, cook it to however you want. I like medium for these steak tips for appetizer. The flavor, y'all, that I'm getting between all the herbs, the garlic, the butter, even the lemon zest that I taste in here. Remember I said don't over season your steak? There's a reason for that, because it's all in that cowboy butter. This appetizer is for you. Remember 3 things. You gotta keep it quick, you gotta keep it simple, and most importantly, you have to keep it delicious. My name's Taylor Mock, and I'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.